Hi everyone, welcome. This is day 6 of our week of prayer and fasting here at IBC. I hope that you are encouraged, inspired. I hope that you've had time to spend with God and in the Word and reading, and just that it's building up and refreshing your soul and your spirit right here at the beginning of 2021. Um, I don't know what it is that you are praying and fasting and interceding for. I don't know what is on top of your prayer list, but I wanted to share something with you from Luke 11, where Jesus teaches us on prayer. And just after he shared the Lord's Prayer, he shares a funny story. Well, I think it's funny, where he says, like, suppose that you have a friend and you knock on his door, it's midnight, and you tell him, like, hey, I'm having visitors over. Um, I don't have anything to put before them. I don't have anything to feed them. So do you mind? Do you have 3 loaves of bread that you can lend me? And and Jesus says, well, even though that he's already in bed and his kids are in bed, like he's going to get up and he's going to give it to you just because you've had the audacity of banging on his door on the middle in the middle of the night, and kind of just to get rid of you, he'll give you what you want. And so uh, it's funny that Jesus would share a story like that to illustrate what prayer is, right? I mean, there's this other story on the persistent widow, that and she goes up to this judge and asks for righteousness, and the judge dismisses her at first, but then because she is so persistent, she gives her what she wants. She gives her justice and righteousness just to get rid of her. And this idea to me is fascinating, that we should approach God in this way of God, I'm going to cling to you and I'm not going to let go, and I'm going to be persistent because I need you to intervene in this situation. I need you to do something. I need you to intervene with your power and your grace and your love. And because we are powerless, God, we need you to do this. And typically, that's what we see. Like fasting and prayer, typically speaking, is something of a last resort, right? It's what people do when they become desperate, and when they can't, but when they don't have it in themselves anymore, and they're just relying on God for the breakthrough. And I'm 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 just wondering, and just maybe challenging you this today, like, what is it that you need breakthrough for? What is it that you are maybe anxious about or worrying about, or what is it that is capturing your heart for the future or for the next generation, or what is it that is dreaming and building up inside of you, that you want to present before God and ask God, like, I'm going to cling to this, like I need you to intervene in this situation. And just this it, it's shown quite a lot in New Testament. Like, one of the stories that I think about is when Mary, the mother of Jesus, implores him at the wedding feast in Cana, that there is no more wine and he should do something about it. And Jesus says, the first thing he says is, like, woman, what has this to do with me? My time has not yet come. And in that story, you see that Mary kind of dismisses Jesus' timing. I mean, that in itself is fascinating, because she turns to the servants and says, like, whatever he says, do it. And it's almost as though she says, like, Jesus, um, I don't know when your timing is, or I don't really care when your timing is, but I need the wine now, not tomorrow, not the day after. Like, this couple is in a dire situation where they have no more wine to serve for their guests. I need the wine now. Um, and Jesus, even though he said his time had not come, he performs the first miracle of his ministry. And I think that is something that we can learn a lot about, like being like the persistent widow, being like the friend in the story, just, knocking on God's door in the middle of the night. Say, God, we need 3 loaves of bread. We don't need them tomorrow. We need them now. Like Mary, like God, Jesus, we need the wine now. I think fasting and prayer is sometimes goes along with a sense of urgency and a sense of desperation and a sense of, Jesus, or we need you to intervene. We need you to do something right now, not tomorrow, not in a couple of weeks, or not next year. Like, we need the wine now. And I pray and I hope that for this period of fasting, whatever it is that you have um, placed before the Lord, that you would receive, and that you would learn to pray along the lines of His will, and that God will intervene and He will grant you the breakthrough, and that we persistent faith in just asking, because he says when you ask you will receive and knock and the door will be opened. I think that is key in the beginning of 2021, that we have high hopes of what Father God is going to do in this year, um, in the church, for his kingdom, on the planet, in your family, in your friends, in your workplace. Like I think we should approach God with much faith and really be expectant upon what he's going to do and how he's going to intervene. And so, with that thought, I bless you, and I hope that these coming days will be just full of joy and peace. And that as we persist in prayer, that God is going to show us His grace, His power, His love, and it's going to be really good. So bless you, and hope to see you soon in real life, obviously. And until next time, bye bye.